I just have to document this right now because it feels like it has been raining for so long. But do you see the sunshine? I'm so excited. It's officially going to be very hot for at least the next week, hopefully for the rest of the summer. The kids, they've been in the pool, but it's been so cold and they're dying for some warmer weather. So finally, I think we are past the rain for at least a couple of days and we're gonna have some sunshine, and I just had to document it because we have sunshine. Hello friends, welcome back to another Monday motivational video, or if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to be tackling our guest room, which also serves as our home office. It has been neglected and basically a catch-all for quite a while now. So I'm not quite sure of everything I want to do in here, but I'm wanting to get started. So I will not be finishing this project today, but I'm going to be doing a really good portion of it, cleaning it out, decluttering. We're going to be doing some shelves and just getting this back in order. As always, thank you for being here today and on this journey with me on my channel. I really appreciate you. But thank you for hanging out with me as I tackle another portion of my home that really needs work done. Let's jump right into it. This is the room that we are focusing on today. This is our upstairs office / guest room. We have never done anything to this room since we moved in. It is kind of been a catch-all. This used to be my oldest son's room, and he decided, I want to say it was like 2 years ago, he decided to move downstairs. So he's on our first level, and he likes it so much better. This is the hottest room in the summer and the coldest room in the winter. And I had that room when I was a kid, so I know how that is. He hated it in the summertime because this sliding door is the only window that he has in here, and it's not even a window. So he can't really put an air unit or anything in. He just had this fan, and then he also had another fan that he plugged in. Our daughter, she has her room up here, and her room is also very warm, but she has windows and she can put a window unit in, so that helps her through the summer. But she has a pretty big room. I'm trying to think, it might actually be the biggest room we have, but she has a seating area, with a TV and a little couch. She has her bed area, and then she has a bathroom and a big closet, stuff like that. And it's almost like a little apartment for her, and that's often how people refer to it whenever they see it. So I think my oldest son, being a teenager, he wanted something like that too. So he ended up moving, and we've been slowly turning his room into a little apartment, just like my daughter. So anyway, he loves it so much better down there. But 2 years ago, once he moved down there, we were having a bunch of guests stay here because we knew that our son was going to have a lot of surgeries, and that was right around the time that he passed away. So we knew that a lot of people were going to be staying here to take care of our other children while we were away at the hospital. I wanted them to have a guest room, and because a lot of them stayed an extensive amount of time with our kids because we were gone for so long. So anyway, we ended up making this into a guest room, and then a couple months after that, then I started doing YouTube, and I did have a desk here. It was an L-shaped desk, but it was recently. I actually just gave it to my oldest son. He wanted a desk for his computer, and he draws, and I didn't really love the desk anyway, so I offered him that one, and that's what he took down to his room. So I no longer have a desk here, and everything is just piled up, and every time I do a voiceover or anything, it's just sitting here at this little nightstand, I guess you can call it. So anyway, I'm wanting to change up this room. It has been a catch-all. Just whenever we didn't know where to put stuff, like furniture. This is a part of my daughter's set for her room. She didn't need that, so we have just books and papers in there. We've had this thing for like 10 years and I don't even care for it very much, so I think I'm going to donate that. But we just have so much stuff and it is accumulating. I need to donate, go through things, put stuff in storage downstairs in our storage rooms, and just figure out a better solution for this room. I'm thinking I want to turn the bed around because we don't have as many guests anymore. So we still do have guests, so I want to keep it up here and make it available to them, but we don't have as many as often. So I'm thinking I want to kind of turn it and make it like a seating futon type of thing. So anyway, I think I'm going to try to see what that looks like. And, you know, like I said, kind of clean up, get things sorted, gone through. And like I have flowers and plants in here that are from my son's funeral that I don't even know what to do with them. I can't, you know, get rid of them. It feels weird putting stuff in storage. I feel like I have been trying to rack my brain for quite a while to figure out how I want this room, and just nothing is coming to mind. So, which, I mean, it is a beautiful room. I love the ceiling, and I eventually want to paint the walls. They're that, I think it's called like millennial gray. So they're that, and they were done pretty poor too. So I'm wanting to repaint eventually. You can see here, the people before us, they were flippers, and this is like probably the worst paint job I've ever seen. It is just all over this. It's just everywhere. It's really haphazard. But like this trim here is black here, and for the most part around the room it has the millennial gray splattered all over it. And then here they decided to stop, and this is brown all the way up to the peak, and then it turns black again. I don't know. The door here, they have they painted on it all over. So I don't know if I can use a razor to get that off. I'm not sure, but hoping that I can slowly work on this room and turn it into something that I'm wanting for an office, a nice space for guests. And this is a little deck. It overlooks the pool. The kids are in it.
I'm a small kid. This house. Why are you recording us?
So anyway, that is the pool area, and it's just a little tiny deck. But yeah, stop rambling and let's finally get to tackling this mess. So I did not have a very good explanation as far as what I'm planning on doing in this area over here. I did give my oldest son my desk because I didn't really love it, and I wanted to switch it out with something else that I liked a little more. That's really not in my budget right now though, so I am also really enjoying lately taking things from around the house and repurposing them. We have an old table downstairs that we got a couple years ago when we started our homeschooling journey, and we got it for free. It came with only 2 legs, and we kind of were making do with what we had. And again, I'm wanting to make do with what we have and use that table and turn it into a desk. So I'm wanting to I'm not really sure because I haven't looked at the bottom of it, but I'm hoping my husband can cut off part of it and make that part a desk, and then we'll do some new legs for it. And I was hoping to actually get into that in this video, but it ended up taking way too long that day with everything we had going on, and then my husband started working on the car, so we actually did not get into that. That will be in another video coming up, but I wanted to kind of explain what I'll be doing with the desk because I didn't really go into great detail whenever I was explaining that. I am moving everything from the bedroom and putting it just right outside in the hall area. I do really well when I start with a clean slate, so that's what I am doing. I'm clearing everything out so then I can kind of go into this room as a clean slate, move everything how I want it, and move everything back in. Whatever I don't move back in the room, I'm planning on either donating, or the stuff that I'm wanting to keep, I'm going to put downstairs in our storage areas.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll
Okay, so I've moved the bed. I'm like sweating. It is so hot up here. I forgot that there was a vent here, so I wanted to center the bed, but I didn't want to block the vent. So I shifted it over here. I have like a tiny table that I can put there for like, I don't know, clock or something. So I think I'm gonna do that. I gotta take these down and I gotta go through this stuff. I keep maneuvering. This is really heavy and it is just filled with odds and ends for our schoolwork. So I think I didn't end up moving this out because as I was moving it, I'm like, well, should I put it over here once I clear this out? Because I think I'm gonna keep this up here. I do need to clean it out, but I think I'm gonna keep it up here. Or I'm wondering if it would be good in this area with like the desk and stuff. But I don't have the desk up here yet, so I don't really know. So as I was starting to move that out, I'm like, well, maybe, you know what, I'll just wait. So a couple of things. This area, I'm really unsure about a lot of things, but this area in particular, my husband built this when we lived in our old house in Chicago. There was a window air conditioning unit that was actually built into the wall of the house, and it was an outside wall, so it went outside, it went through the siding. It was like it was one of those things where it's like, this is like a structural part of the house. So it was such an eyesore right there in our living room, and I just hated looking at it. So he built this to go over it, and then he also had this like golden gate put on the inside so we could still use it if we wanted to, but it hid the cord and the outlet and the whole unit. Anyway, so we ended up bringing it here, and I used to use it in our foyer area. I'm thinking I'm wanting to paint it like a dark green, and then maybe touch up the gold, maybe make it a little more of a gold. I'm thinking it would be really pretty. I'm wondering if I move that from over here to over here instead, and then that way I can use this for like the desk area to kind of hold our papers and stuff in too. That's kind of, it's like our junk drawer for our homeschooling stuff. So anyway, I want to keep it up here, and I'm thinking that if it's by our homeschooling books and like the desk area, that might serve a better purpose over there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. This mirror, I love it, but it is so heavy and we don't really have a good spot for it. I have to figure that out. This is my big, beautiful Monstera plant that I grew from a teeny tiny baby, and now it is ginormous. We can't really move it around. Me and my older two kids, and a lot of times Kyle, like if I need to move it, it's kind of a family process at this point because it is in a huge pot. But it likes it up here, and I want to keep it up here. So I think this is going to end up being moved over here. If anything, I'm going to keep it on this side of the room, and maybe it will be over here, but we'll see as we start putting everything in the room. I do better when I clear everything out and then kind of start with a clean slate. So that is what you're seeing me do. I am not putting anything really where it goes at all, but I'm trying to create a clean slate so then I can kind of see what I'm working with and put things slowly where it makes the most sense in the room. So I'm going to clean this area out next, get everything kind of moved, and then maybe I'll see if I like this over here. I had to switch to my phone because my battery died, so we're going to do the rest of this corner, get that cleared out, and then start moving things around. My husband is almost done with the shelves. I think he just came in now to do some final measurements over here on the wall. So let's get this cleared out and so we can move the shelves in. Per the usual, I was wanting to keep this project very budget friendly. I didn't want to spend hardly anything on it, especially because I'm not really sure the direction that I was wanting to go when we first started this. So we ended up getting 2 8-foot boards, and that is what he is using to make the shelves, and then he's going to be using the scraps to make like triangle pieces for support. And then I got a couple of like accent boards basically, because that's really the only purpose for them. They are smaller and they were only like $1.50, so I got a couple of those for this project and for another project that I'm going to be doing outside with them. But yeah, I wanted to keep this very budget friendly. We got just a couple of boards, some stain, and he is going to be spending just a little bit of time putting those together. And I ended up loving them so much that I am wanting to do another set of bookshelves on the other side of the room, kind of in that little nook where the bed is. This is the table that I'm going to try to use as a desk. I'm thinking just this portion, so we'll take off, you know, this side and the leaf. But we got this for free a couple years ago. It only had 2 legs, so that was probably why it was free. But we got this and we used just other wood for the other legs, and it was just going to be our homeschooling table. But we ended up doing primarily all of our school at the kitchen table, so we never really used this. So anyway, we are going to probably just remove this. I might eventually, I don't think I'm gonna get to it today. I might eventually sand it down and restain it and all that kind of stuff. But today we're going to be building new legs and just having this portion as the desk upstairs in the office. The boys are enjoying the pool. My older 2 were out here watching them while I'm upstairs cleaning. They were over there watching them and weren't actually in the pool, but it is so warm out here that they changed their mind and they're gonna get in with them. So I'm standing out there. Our pool is shallow, like right here, and then that's where Lincoln is the deep area. But I still, even though that they're pretty decent swimmers, Theo's still working on it, but Lincoln, he's able to swim. But anyway, we never leave them unattended. So I'm just sitting out here until they come back, and then they'll swim with them, and I'll continue working on the bedroom upstairs, the office. But I am so ready to get that done so I can jump in the pool too, hopefully. I'm hoping. Okay, now they have supervision, so I'm gonna head back inside, but hopefully we can do it super quick and I can go in the pool today. Although I have not been up here to clean in quite some time, what you're seeing all over our baseboards is actually the paint. I don't know if their intentions were to eventually paint the baseboards black, but they're primarily brown all the way around the room, and then at the top is like black, like the other portions, and then there's the millennial gray also splattered throughout. So I don't know what their intentions were when they were painting this room, but that's what you're seeing on the baseboards. It's not actually dirt buildup, but I did go through and do a pretty good scrubbing just while I'm having all the furniture and everything out. I'm wanting to clean everything, wipe everything down, and give it all a really good vacuum. Also, while I was upstairs getting everything all cleaned, decluttering, going through everything from the bedroom, my husband is down in the garage and he is getting all the stuff ready for the shelves. He's wanting to basically put them all together and get them ready completely before he brings everything upstairs and assembles. He's hoping that while I'm doing one thing, he can do another thing, and then by the time he is ready to come upstairs and put them on the wall, it will be a quick process, and at that point then I can just move everything back into the room, start putting things on the shelves, and it would be a quick and easy process, which it did end up working out that way, so it was perfect timing. I found these needles when I was vacuuming over here. I think they just fell out of the pin cushion that they were in. It was sitting over there in a basket, but I'm up here vacuuming barefoot, so it scared me a little. I think the vacuum kind of was sucking them up out of the carpet, so I didn't see any others over there, but yeah, kind of scary. I'm going to try the easier thing to move, which is this first, and then I'm also going to try with the mirror over here. If I don't end up liking that, then I might try this, but I'm going to start with the easier thing, which is the white and gold. I'm not even sure whatever it is over here. mirror did not fit over there, obviously. So I'm going to see if I can just kind of shove it in this corner and kind of layer these 3 things. We will see. If I do that, I really can't bring up that chair in here, which is okay. I need to start getting rid of some things and feeling like this is not such a drop zone for just everything. So if the mirror doesn't work out, I might see if my mom wants that, and if it does, great. If the chair doesn't work out, I don't think I have another spot for it, so I might see if, you know, another family member wants it. It's kind of been, we moved it here from Illinois, but I don't really have sentimental value to it. I think I got it on Marketplace. It's just a nice big comfy chair, but it's super heavy and I don't want to bring it up here if I'm not sure about it. So anyway, I'm gonna see how these look and go from there. So you can see we have one shelf up, but I don't know, he was working on something, so he hasn't brought the other ones up. We're kind of making them shelves on the wall instead of doing one big unit. I figured it would be easier and probably less material, and we wouldn't have to worry about like baseboards and stuff like that. So anyway, and you can see, like I mentioned earlier, on the baseboards, haphazardly painting, like they're brown all the way around the room, I want to say, but like everywhere is black and that gray paint all over it. So I don't know what, whoever they were hiring to paint probably should not be painters. But yeah, so those are eventually going to be needing repainted, and then whenever we paint the walls and kind of figure out what more we want to do, we'll address that then. But that's what is on the baseboards, if you're curious. While he is finishing up whatever he's working on for the rest of the shelves, I'm going to figure out this whole little section before I can start kind of moving things back in. I just noticed there's a new leaf coming in. I always get so excited when this one just came in too. I always get so excited when there's new leaves because, like I said, I grew this from when it was a tiny little thing, and I'm so excited to watch it grow. I need to do a little better with this and kind of fix that. Oh, I just noticed another leaf. Look at the more I look at it, the more I'm finding a leaf. Anyway, I need to redo this eventually, probably sometime this week, but I'm not gonna get to that today. And a first initial thought, I think there's too much in this corner. So I think I'm going to be taking the mirror out. I'm gonna leave it. It is super heavy, so I'm gonna leave it for right now. But I'm thinking that is going to have to go, and then I can move the plant over a little bit more. But that is my first initial thought with that. Okay, so Kyle has now assembled all of the shelves and he's going to start bringing them up. He is measuring to make sure that we have a decent width in between each shelf to make sure that we can put our school books and all that kind of stuff on them. And then he also made sure to do them a certain length to make sure that they were hitting a stud on each side. So we wanted these shelves to be very, very sturdy. The small pieces of wood that we're going to be putting on the front of them are solely just decorative pieces that I liked the idea of. So they do not offer any support whatsoever, but they were just something that I was wanting. And so he is making sure that these are level and very, very sturdy to hold everything that we want for our school stuff.
You've been lost and alone in the city of lights, I know. Getting hot, feeling low, and it's out of your control. You should know that I won't leave you. I'll stay beside you. I'm never letting you go. You've been lost and alone in the city of lights, I know. But I will guide you home.
Here's how the shelves turned out. I absolutely love them. I love the color of the stain and just how many there are, and they just turned out exactly how I was hoping. So I am so happy with those. I am going to start bringing things in and putting them on the shelves. You'll see me kind of move things around to make sure that I can fit everything in perfectly how I was wanting. And then I did decide that instead of putting a small table next to the bed, I'm going to be adding more shelves along that wall. Probably longer, I think, because we have a longer space to put them in, but I have some more books and some more stuff like that. So I think that is what I'm going to be adding to the other wall once we get to it. Like I said, this room will probably be a slower process. I was hoping that we could do it all in one video, but realistically, we just could not get to it, and that's okay. So we got this shelf, and I have more of an idea of what I'm wanting to do with the rest of the room, which is great. And hopefully here soon, probably within the next couple weeks, we'll get to the other shelves on the other side and the desk as well. I'm moving everything back into the room, and because we were unable to get to the desk today, I'm putting everything that's probably going to be in that area just right over here where the desk is going to go, so that way we can walk through the hall and not have to kind of walk around all these obstacles, and whenever we get to the desk, everything will be right where it's basically supposed to go. So I'm moving everything back in and getting the room finished up for the most part right now, and then I'll walk through and kind of discuss where everything was put and what we have going on. Here is what the room is looking like now. We've got the bed moved over. I still need to bring in that little table that goes over there, and again, I don't think I'm gonna hang anything on the walls until I figure out the paint situation. So that I got a couple of records just that I thought was kind of cool looking, but I don't have a spot for this one yet. So I got them when I was thrifting. and just ones that I thought were, you know, kind of neat. So anyway, I got to figure out a spot for that. But we got this little area set up, and I'm not gonna paint that today, but I think I am going to paint that like a dark green or something. So that is to come. I gotta find a little plant to go here. I'm sure I have one around the house. We have not gotten to the desk. It's starting to get later, and my husband started working on the car instead. So he brought my older two down to the garage to help him work on some stuff with the car. And this is on hold for a second. I don't honestly think that this is gonna take very long, the desk for this area. So I'm hoping that it's just something that we can kind of quickly put together and then later go in and sand and stain it. So we'll see about that. If by the end of this video we have a desk, we'll see. But I love how the bookshelf turned out. So I did get these were like $1.50 at the store, these little thin strips. I didn't really care if they were like, you know, just shelves on the wall, but I came across a picture that kind of had, I don't know, it was pretty different, but anyway, it gave me this idea to kind of put them on the sides, and I really love how it looks. From the front, it just looks like a bookshelf. So I really like that. And then from the sides, we have these. He added little triangles to the bottom of the bookshelves for support, but he said that I don't really need them because they're all in the studs. So I guess felt more comfortable with them having little triangles because I'm going to be putting a lot of books and stuff like that, and that can all be heavy. So I just wanted to make sure that it was good and sturdy, and they are. And I don't know, I just love how it looks. It's so cute. And I always love how my husband can put those little touches on things. So he is quite the handyman, and I just so much appreciate him for that. So this was another one of the albums that I got when we were thrifting. I loved the green and the plants, and because I have a lot of plants, I thought that was very suiting. I just thought that was so cute. I will put, this is something I've had for years. So FYI, if you want your guests to have the Wi-Fi password, I printed this out like 10 years ago on probably Google. I don't know. I don't think I made it, but I think I just printed it out. And then this frame was from Dollar Tree, back when Dollar Tree was only $1. So I framed that, and you can just write your password in dry erase marker right there. And so if it ever changes, you don't have to print anything else off. You can just wipe it off and put your new password on. So I like having that in the guest room, and it was super cheap. It was $1 where I made it. So I got some of the kids' books up here, the Wi-Fi password. We have our geography and grammar cards. So those are easily accessible for them. We got more of our chapter books and stuff. I found this thrifting a while back too, and it had an angel glued to it. So I took it off, and I might end up spray painting it, I'm not sure. But anyway, they painted it and it's like a white, but now it's kind of off-white. It's probably older. So I'm gonna find maybe a little plant to go in there. We got our stuff for school, some more of the kids' books. Theo uses a lot of these, like they're sight word books, so we got quite a bit of those. Some just odds and ends. Computer paper, because we have colored, and then, you know, the white normal computer paper, because my kids, they go through a lot of that, and we homeschool, so we print off a lot too. And then some of our puzzles that I'm hoping we will have a desk set up soon to be able to put all this on. I still have to untie our curtains. I did that while I was vacuuming. And this is this area. Again, I think it's too crowded with the mirror, so I believe I'm going to take that out and shift this guy over there. For the most part, I think I have everything cleared out of the room that I was going to clear out of the room. I've been slowly working on taking this stuff downstairs and getting rid of it, but yeah, I still have some to go. I have to move the chair in, but you know, I don't have a desk, so really I don't need it right now. But I have been bringing some stuff downstairs, getting bags for storage, or not storage, to donate. And yeah, so getting it all put away. We are almost done. It's crazy how you think, oh, that will take no time at all. Like my husband, whenever he was telling me about doing the bookshelf, he's like, oh, that's gonna take 15 minutes to cut all the wood and stain it. That's gonna be so easy. And I want to say it took 3 hours. I mean, he was, you know, doing other things in and out, but it always takes so much longer than you expect. So now we are finally, you know, almost done. I'm hopeful that we will get there very soon. Here's a once over of the finished for now product of our guest room / office, and I am excited to be doing the rest of it here shortly. So if you're wanting to see how it turns out, just go ahead and stay tuned for another Monday motivational video. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.